We have used one type of loop, for loop, with the range function, just to quickly remind us. For n in range, for number in range, let's say 5, we can have a body of the loop looking like this, print maybe n, hello. So we're going to print a number followed by hello keyword 5 times here. So we can also loop over the elements of the list. If we have a list of, say, names, we could have, let's say, I don't know, Jack, Alice, Bob. If we have a short list of names here, we can say for name in names, print name. Apart from that, we also have a while loop, which we're going to use most often when we don't know how many times we need to loop over something, how many times we need to repeat something. So let's just go back here, clear the screen. Let's create a maybe proper file, vim fun. And let's go like this. I will equal to 0. So variable I will hold number of 0, and I'm going to use the while loop. And now I need to specify the condition where the loop is going to be run and when it's going to stop. So if I have a variable I equals to 0, I could say loop something 5 times. While I is lower than 5, from 0 to 4, that's 5 iterations. And the body of the loop was going to be basically print, I don't know, maybe the same thing, number and hello. So this is going to print number followed by hello 5 times. However, if I just ran the code right now, it would go for infinite loop. I would have to type basically either stop my code by clicking here on X or just pressing Control C to stop it. In fact, let's actually run this. This is actually infinite loop. It will never stop because I is always 0, so I is always less than 5, so print n and hello forever. Let's run the code. Fun. There's some n not defined. Oh yeah, I used I instead of n, so my bad. Let's save the file, clear the screen, and run the code. It's going to be doing this forever. Control C stops this. So we need to have a condition inside the loop that is going to tell, hey, this is where we finish our iterations. So what's the condition going to be? I could say I equals I plus 1, which you know already could be written like this, which we interpret as I is equal to I plus 1. So I is initially 0. When we enter the loop, 0 is less than 5, we print that, and we increment I by 1. So now I is equal to 1. Is I less than 5? It is. We print that until we reach I is no longer lower than 5, and then when we stop the loop, we can say now print. So that is outside the indentation, which is outside the loop. This is going to be the next statement after the loop finished. We can say loop finished its job, right? And now this is no longer infinite loop. Let's run the code. It just runs 5 times over print statement, and at the end we print that it has finished its job. Another way of stopping the loop would be to use a break statement. So we could have something looking like similar to that, let's just say. But instead of I incrementing, we could have do this forever. And to do this forever, we can say true. While true, it's always true, so it's going to be running like that. And we could have an extra statements here inside the loop checking for the condition. So breaking that loop, infinite loop, could look like this. So we increment I, and we say after, if I is, let's say, greater then 4. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 times. And then it's going to be 5. It's greater than 4. It should stop. We use the keyword break. So I is equal 0. Then we enter the infinite loop, which is always going to be running, but we stop it with the statement. We increment I every time the loop goes over those statements, and we check if that I is now greater than 4. If that is the case, we're going to break the loop and print the last statement. Let's save that and run it. Clear my screen. It's the same thing. So that's another way of stopping the loop. Maybe the third one, we could have an extra maybe variable. I don't know, state equals true. And instead of while true, we could go state. Well, state is true here. It's at this point always true, so the state is the same as while true, and we do that stuff. Now, instead of breaking the loop, we could say the state equals false. We change the flag from true to false, and we can run the code in a similar manner, and it should have the same result. And voila, that is the same result indeed. Let's do one more thing with that while loop. Maybe I will just erase everything here. From line 1 to line 10, delete everything. Okay. Now, so maybe I want to play a little game. Let's just say I have cars list that is empty. And I want to append the cars, but I want to stop at some point, and the user is going to be doing this for me. So we're going to combine all those things we've seen so far into a little program which is going to populate the list of cars for us. So let's just say, I'm going to say while true. I'm going to do this as long as the user wants to do it. And we need to determine when the user wants to stop. So let's just say we're going to have a car variable here inside the loop. Input, enter your favorite car. Oh yeah, let's go like this. Let's enter your favorite car. So I'm going to leave the space so it looks nice when it's displayed for the user, and the user is going to add the car. Now the cars list is going to append that favorite car entered by the user. But then we want to ask the user, would you like to add another car, yes or no? We will take the user answer. And we will again use input statement. Input, would you like to add another car? And now the user should say yes or no. So we will leave them a choice. Let's just maybe extend it a little bit here so we can see that. And the answers will be yes or no. Okay. Now, if the user types yes, we'll just go for it. But if the user types N for no, we should break the loop. How would do that? If or not equal. If the answer is not equal to string other than yes, I meant, if the answer is other or not equal to yes, break. And if anything else is typed in, it's going to be repeating that. Let's just go ahead and at the very end, once the loop stops, we want to display all the cars, favorite cars we've created. So for car, actually let's print your favorite cars are, and for car in cars, print car. Let's do that. So let's see how that works. Let's just scooch this to the left again, maybe like this. Okay, like that. And let's run the code. So, the syntax error. And this is the something, actually I'm happy I made this mistake because this is a little bit confusing. It says that line 7 has an error and it points to that colon. Now, in Python, not always it works that way. Check this out. If I look at the previous line, actually, so this is a bit confusing in this error messaging. It says that this is the wrong thing. Well, actually, it is not. Let me show you where it is. It's actually the previous line that has an error. Check this out. Answer, input, I opened the parentheses, I never closed it. So when you see that kind of error, sometimes look at the line before that, just to verify if everything is okay in that line, because that might be actually the problem. It's just like in my case, if I do this way and save my file, let's run it one more time. That's so much better. Okay, so let's just say, I'm gonna say Subaru. The next goes, hey, would you like to add another car? Yes or no? Yes, please. So I'm checking here. If answer is other than yes, then break the loop. I didn't say other than yes, I said yes, so we go ahead. Okay, let's go for another car. I don't know, Honda. Yes. Let's go for Mitsubishi Evo. No. So now it should go break the loop, print this statement, your favorite cars are, and list all those cars I put in. And there we go.